If you're over 50 and dealing with that searing, shooting pain down your leg known as sciatica, I'm willing to bet you've been told the same thing 1,000 times. You need to stretch your hamstrings. Bend over, touch your toes, hold it. I'm here to tell you that this is not only wrong, but it could be the very thing keeping you in a cycle of chronic pain. In fact, for an inflamed sciatic nerve, aggressively stretching your hamstring is like pulling on a frayed electrical wire hoping to fix a short circuit. It often makes the inflammation significantly worse. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the one gentle, targeted stretch that actually provides relief by addressing the root cause. I'll also show you a critical preparatory movement that makes this stretch twice as effective. And most importantly, we're going to expose the 3 hidden villains in your daily routine that are likely triggering your flare-ups without you even realizing it. If you're ready to finally understand your body and get lasting relief, make sure you subscribe to the channel because this is information you won't want to miss. First, let's get one thing straight. Sciatica is rarely a problem with the nerve itself. It's a symptom. The real issue, in a vast majority of cases, is a small, deep muscle in your hip called the piriformis. This muscle sits directly on top of the sciatic nerve. When it gets tight or spazzed from sitting too long, an old injury, or a muscular imbalance, it physically clamps down on the nerve. That pressure is what sends that unmistakable pain radiating down your leg. So our goal isn't to yank on the nerve, it's to gently convince the piriformis muscle to let go. But here's the point that changes everything. Before we can ask that muscle to relax, we need to calm the nerve itself. This is where most people go wrong. They jump straight into a deep stretch, which the irritated nerve perceives as a direct threat, causing it to tense up even more. Instead, we start with something called a nerve floss or a nerve glide. It's incredibly gentle. Here's exactly what you're going to do. Lie on your back with both knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Gently bring the knee of your painful leg toward your chest, holding behind your thigh with both hands. Now the key movement. Slowly and gently straighten your leg up toward the ceiling only until you feel a very mild tension. Then slowly bend it back down. That's it. You are not trying to force a stretch. You're simply gliding the nerve back and forth within its sheath, which helps reduce inflammation and signals to your brain that the movement is safe. Doing this for just 60 seconds can reduce that initial sharp, on-edge feeling by up to 20%, preparing the area for real relief. Now for the main event, the only stretch you should be focusing on when that nerve is actively inflamed. This is a modified, safe version of the piriformis stretch designed to release the muscle without aggravating the nerve. Lying in the same position on your back, cross the ankle of your painful leg over your opposite knee, creating a figure 4 shape with your legs. Now, here is the crucial detail that changes everything. Do not reach through and pull the supporting leg toward your chest. I see this taught everywhere, and it's a huge mistake when you're in pain. That action can still compress the hip joint and irritate the very nerve you're trying to calm down. Instead, simply place the hand on the same side as your painful leg onto the knee of that crossed leg. Gently, and I mean gently, press that knee away from your body. You should feel a mild to moderate stretch deep in the buttock of the affected side. That's the piriformis muscle telling you it's getting the message. Hold that gentle press for 30 seconds while taking slow, deep breaths. Then release. Repeat this 3 times. This specific movement isolates the piriformis, encouraging it to release its death grip on the sciatic nerve without torquing your lower back or yanking on the nerve itself. When you combine the 60-second nerve floss we just did with 3 reps of this 30-second hold, many people report a 50% or greater reduction in their pain in a single session. But doing the right stretch is only half the battle. This is the point that separates temporary relief from lasting recovery. You have to stop doing the things that are causing the problem in the first place. This brings us to the 3 common saboteurs I see in my practice every single week. The first villain is that classic morning hamstring stretch. We see this constantly. Robert, a 71-year-old from Austin, Texas, who loves gardening, would start every single day by bending over to touch his toes, thinking he was helping his back and legs. In reality, this movement, especially when your muscles are cold first thing in the morning, puts the sciatic nerve on maximum tension. It was the very reason his pain was always worse by mid-morning. The safe substitute is simple. Do the gentle nerve floss and the figure-4 stretch we just discussed before you even get out of bed. The second villain is your favorite soft, deep couch or armchair. It feels comfortable, a reward at the end of a long day. But here's what's happening beneath the surface. When you sink into that plush cushion, your pelvis inevitably rolls backward, flattening the natural protective curve of your lower back. This position puts direct, sustained pressure on your lumbar discs and, by extension, the root of the sciatic nerve for hours on end. I had a client, Mary, a 68-year-old from Pennsylvania, who was baffled. She couldn't understand why her sciatica would flare up every single evening, right before bed. It turned out to be the 2 hours she spent knitting in her favorite recliner after dinner. That chair was her comfort zone, but it was also her pain trigger. The fix is incredibly low-tech but profoundly effective. Take a simple bath towel, roll it up, and place it horizontally in the small of your back when you sit. This small support maintains your lumbar curve, taking the pressure off the nerve. It can prevent hours of agony. And that brings us to the third, most insidious villain, sitting for more than 30 minutes at a time without a break. Research and my own clinical observation are crystal clear on this. After about 30 minutes of uninterrupted sitting, the compressive forces on your lumbar spine increase dramatically, and, just as importantly, blood flow to that deep piriformis muscle decreases. This is a perfect recipe for a flare-up. You're essentially starving the muscle and squashing the nerve simultaneously. The solution is what I call the 30-30 rule. Set a timer on your phone for 30 minutes. When it goes off, you don't need to do a workout. You simply stand up for at least 30 seconds. Stretch your arms overhead, walk to the kitchen for a glass of water, look out the window, and then sit back down. This simple act resets the pressure on your spine and restores vital blood flow to your hip muscles. It interrupts the cycle before the damage is done. Now, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Which of these 3 villains has been a regular part of your life? The aggressive morning stretch, the deep soft couch, or sitting for too long without moving? Let me know in the comments below with just one sentence. Reading the replies, you'll quickly see you are not alone in this. The information I've shared with you today comes from years of working directly with people over 50 and poring over clinical reports to separate what actually works from what's just popular mythology. To make this even easier for you to apply, I've created a simple one-page sciatica relief cheat sheet. It has pictures of the 2 critical movements we covered and clear reminders about the 3 villains to avoid. You can download it for free and stick it on your fridge as a daily guide. The link is in the pinned comment and in the description below. All I ask in return is that if this video has given you even a little bit of hope or relief, you consider subscribing to the channel. It allows us to keep making this kind of content available to everyone, free of charge. Now that you know how to calm an angry, inflamed sciatic nerve, our next video will be crucial for your long-term success. We'll cover how to strengthen the key supporting muscles to ensure this problem doesn't come back. I'll be revealing one simple, no-equipment exercise you can do while sitting in a chair that evidence suggests can increase core stability by over 35%, creating a natural corset of support for your spine. To make sure you don't miss that essential next step, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. Remember, the journey out of chronic pain isn't about one dramatic, forceful movement. It's about a series of small, intelligent decisions you make every single day. You now possess the correct tools, not just the right movements, but the critical knowledge of what to avoid. This understanding is what separates those who manage their pain from those who conquer it. So please, download that free sciatica relief cheat sheet. Print it out, put it where you can see it, and let it be your daily reminder that you are in control. Your body has a remarkable ability to heal once you give it the right conditions. You now have the blueprint. Apply it, be consistent, and thank you for trusting me with your time today.